And a good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to stint 12, the final stint of ERF's Nürburgring 24-hour event 2023. I am your streamer PonyBoy, and this is it. This is the final stint of the 24 hours. And I'm really excited to be streaming this for you. We have got our first car on track, which is the RA car, the number 24 GTR, driven lovely by King Gears here. But we should have, where is he? They're saying they're at the back for some reason. We do have Time Law out in the 56 Lexus, still in P2. There was only about 16 seconds between these two in the prior lobby. I'm not sure what the gap is at the moment. Obviously, all the times will come into play. And I'm sorry, but I won't have replays. I had an extra couple of minutes in bed, and we are actually away early. The race actually fractionally ahead of schedule. Only by a few minutes, so it shows how close these guys' calculations were with the lap times, etc. To get all this set into place, I'm just going to bring up the other screen on my other screen and say hello to all you lovely people that are tuning in. Still seemingly only with the 13 cars on track. I'm presuming we have lost somebody throughout the night, because we did get back up to 14 at one point when I was last here. And we do have Bad Omen on the track. Currently saying he's in P13, but just minus 10 off that. He's currently third, folks. And it's saying he's 1.4 minutes behind, which I think would work out about right, actually. But still no gap between 11 and 12. As we see Nilsman out on track as well. In that lovely number 16 BMW of TDR design. And where's the other TDR car? I'm sure it won't be far away. Norseman apparently only 3.5 seconds behind Bad Omen. That's not right, I'm pretty sure. These gaps all over the place at the minute, but we won't worry about that because it's early days. There we are currently with our leader. B2, the little blue arrow behind him on the map. Wind speed's picked up a lot, 6.6 meters per second. Westerly. That could make things interesting. That could bring in some rain with it, you never know. And we have seen what the rain can do to the order. But we've had a lot of drama over the last 24 hours, so I don't mind if there is or isn't any. It's just going to be nice for everyone to see them and bring their vehicles home. And hopefully everybody has enjoyed their experience around the Green Hell. So we do have Jefferson and Roadrunner out now as well in what will it be? I don't know. P5 and 6, is it? Yes, it is P5 and 6. Sorry, my math's not great at the moment. It was a rather late night for myself last night as well. We are back and we can see Jefferson here smashing it out again. I think I've ended up streaming all of Jefferson's stints. What a huge undertaking from all of these drivers. 6 hours behind the wheel is no mean feat. It really does take a lot of concentration. Good morning, Chronic. How are you, buddy? Obviously, we do have Ghost and JeGr. Nick, Rockzilla. Who else? We got Ray. Thanks for joining, everybody. As I say, some of you have been here for nearly 24 hours, I'm sure you have. You crazy bunch. Right, anyway, back to where the racing action is. Still got 7 in the pits, so we do have 6 on track. Who will be out next? I'd have to switch stream. Let's have a look. And it will be the 51 car, the capital car, will be in next. They'll be handing it over to Distinct Marco, who is currently sitting there waiting. It's got a little while to go still yet, though, by the look of it. Still not on the final straight. Meanwhile, our guys out on track. As we could see Time Law in the background there, though. Not a great deal of gap between P1 and P2, which is absolutely fabulous to see after 24 hours. Oh, sorry, I'm exaggerating now, aren't I? It's only a mere 22. As we do see Kingy take his rightful place now at the top of the listings. And we should see Time Lord cross as well, and then finally get some real gaps. Gives me something to work with and some information to throw at people. It is 15.4 seconds. So it looks like Time Lord's gained a second either during the change or during the lap, because he's definitely pushing on, and that Lex is still looking fabulous within a day. See the other guys out on track. They're just coming through the final sector, about to make their way onto the start finish. So that will be Bad Omen, will be next round for the MRL 33 BMW. Had a fab job making their way back through the order again. They've been at the front, they've been at the back. These guys really had to work hard for this, as it stands, podium position. But there is still a long way to go. 2 hours is a very long time and anything can happen. And we just pray that it's not a disconnect for anybody, especially at this point in. Oh, sorry about that, Taylor, you missed that. Yeah, it is just over 15 seconds between P1 and P2. And Time Lord really pushing on, that gap coming down fractionally. Another 10th gone out of that. But Kingy doing a fab job as well for the 24 car, which we know has been at the front for most of the evening. Not the first stint, when Nick had a bit of a coming together with a car and a wall. And then there was the rain when we did see Ost going backwards and sideways and round and in all directions. So this has been a bit of a challenge for the RA guys. But as usual, they've worked their magic and worked their way back towards the front. And I would say they're sitting comfortable, but 15 seconds over a 2-hour stint is not that comfortable. The Lexus has been getting a lot of attention today. Over the 24 hours. Well, it is a nice livery, a nice looking car, a nice sounding car. And at least it's not like the old one in GT Sport where you'd have that whole ooh on the revs, which just annoyed the crap out of you. And we do have Bad Omen has now crossed the line, so let's see how far behind he is. He's 2 minutes 22 seconds behind P2. And a little bit of lag there, but nothing we can't handle. Nilsman now on the same lap as well. He's 20 seconds behind Bad Omen in P4. The TDR design number 16 car there. Hey Nick, hey Vest, thanks for joining guys. Oh, a monkey base, that's a nice name. But we will keep our eye on that lead gap, 15.5 seconds it does remain. So a little spread out, but a hell of a lot closer than you would expect a 24-hour race. And with only 19 seconds between P3 and 4 now. Nilsman taking a couple of seconds out of Bad Omen there. Will be interesting to see when Jefferson comes round and Roadrunner what the gap is. As we know how quick Jefferson is. But still, they are... Oh, we've got Mr. T riding. I didn't realise he was riding the last stint. Excellent. Roadrunner is 1 minute and 26 behind Nilsman. That is a hell of a lot of work to do. You are going to be having to rely on a mistake or two to do anything about that gap. But the 666 ready to race car has had a good 24 hours overall. And we do have a senior handed over to a junior in the Roadrunner departments. So senior just finishing stint 11. Always good when you get father-son combinations. It's great to be involved with what your kids do and vice versa. And what is the gap between 5 and 6? 34 seconds. So Jefferson with his work cut out if he wants to make up any places. Let's have a look, see if anybody's coming in the other lobby yet. We do seem to only have the 6 on track still. Let's have a look down the back end. Yeah, it is still only the 6. Oh, as we see some action going on in the other lobby. Looks like Upay about to make a move on Philo. Hold on, Upay. That'll be the second of the RA cars and the full Sen car. So the full Sen car made a good recovery. Both of these guys have had disconnects today though. Which are probably why they were so far down the order anyway. And I'm sure there must have been some around them. So no, yeah, we do have Miller and that. We know they have had all disconnects as well, so it just seems we have the group of disconnects and then the group of non-disconnects. Oh, the gap at the front has come down a couple of seconds, 13.8 now. Time Lord pushing on. Is the 24 car just taking it a little bit steadier, playing it safe maybe? I mean, they have come a very long way. And it'd be a shame to crash now and bin it. So it does make me wonder if there's an air of caution in here as well. Just bringing himself up to speed slowly, but we can see Time Lord definitely isn't doing that. He's going for it. He can smell the win here. But we did have this in one of the previous stints. When Time Lord was, I think it was these two guys as well. Time Lord and Kingy, and Time Lord was catching Kingy quite quickly, but then his tyres dropped off. And it went the other way, but Kingy's not hanging around on an opening lap of an 8:06.2. We know we can go a hell of a lot quicker, but on a full tank, that's certainly not a bad opening lap. But there you see a 2-second improvement instantly by Time Lord, an 8:04 dead. Let's have a quick check between that gap between 3 and 4 as well, because that was also coming down. Yep, that down to 14.8 seconds as well. We could get some action in this final stint, guys, and I really didn't expect that, I will be honest. Who's just woke up? The rest? Good lad. To be honest, I didn't get up long before the stint either, but I was up till nearly 5 o'clock. So gap down to 13.2 at the front, only another couple of tenths. And if we do see King is now on purple sectors, 2 tenths under. So he can see that gap coming down as well. Maybe thought, right, let's put a stop to that. But I'm sure Time Law will have something to say about it as well. I just put my phone on silent as well. I did just hear that. Nobody wants to hear me pinging away when somebody's in the back garden. So still only the 6 on track. Jefferson now only 25 seconds behind Roadrunner. He's took over 10 seconds out of him already. Roadrunner probably had a little bit of an incident, I would have said, because he's definitely no slouch, but Jefferson is in the alien category. So I think this will be a quick lap from Jefferson here. Sometimes have to excuse my mouth, it's not quite woken up yet. So we have got a few gaps to keep our eyes on. Yeah, nearly a second under there, Jefferson in the purple. Well, we'll have a look at Kingy, that gap to 13.2 now. He's half a second under the quickest lap as well. And so will Time Law be, because that gap is pretty much exactly the same. Well, actually, no, it's come down another tenth, so Time Law on it. There we go, nearly 7 tenths under his own personal best currently. But yeah, so closely balanced these two. That gap just remaining just over 13 seconds. And bearing in mind, this is an 8-minute lap. To lose a tenth over an 8-minute lap is just, yeah, just shows the level of these guys. Gap between 3 and 4 at 14.2 seconds now, so that one not changed really this time. Well, Nielsman with a quick lap last time round with an 8:04.9. Decent opening lap there from him. There's another 3 seconds out of the gap between Roadrunner and Jefferson, and Roadrunner into the pits. So I'm thinking maybe he did pick up a little bit of damage there. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Yep, he has got front end and suspension damage. And this is going to put Jefferson up into P5. The 68 car BMW of GTSV. There we go, into P5. But now with 1 minute, nearly 2 minutes between himself and Nilsman. I think that'll be about as much as we can expect from Jefferson, really. But he does set the fastest lap with an 8:02.1. What did the other guys do? Because they were killing it as well, wasn't it? 8:06 from... No, that was the previous lap, wasn't it? And Roadrunner would have jumped into the pit, so that lap won't have been spectacular either with an 8:32. But he will have soft tyres on there, a nice fresh set of boots, no damage. And absolutely loads of breathing room behind him because the others haven't even left the pit still. And we have got Tom Soft joining us in the stream as well. Some excellent driving over the 24 hours, buddy. And we do have the Fun Police has joined us again as well. Are Kingy and Time Law on the same tyres? We can check that out. I'm sure Mr. T won't mind briefly, and he is in the pit, so there's not a lot he can do about it either. We'll have a quick flick through while we can. I would have thought so. I would have thought both would be on softs. Yes, absolutely, but we can see Kingy is using a little bit more. No, actually, there's absolutely nothing in it, so ignore everything I just said. Well, yeah, everyone currently running on the softs. I think the tyres are open in this championship, so you can run whatever the hell you like. And to be honest, I can only say I've seen softs and wets and intermediates run today. See Junior spinning up that McLaren. Let's get that info off. But still nobody else out on track yet. They must be coming up to coming out though. You would really hope. Let's have a look at the other stream, see if I can see when they are coming in. Oh, we do have people coming in. And this is Kevin. We should have some guys coming out very, very soon. And there should be a bunch of them by the look of it. So that's going to be even more action as we have the GTSV, the Stig out in the 67 car. In P7. Seems a bit strange. Oh, we have everybody out all of a sudden. But the order is nowhere near right, and it took a while to update me by the look of it as well. How strange. Well, we won't worry about these guys too much just yet. We will wait for them to complete their lap, and then we'll know exactly where we are. But yeah, we've got all the Porsches back. That's nice. So we do have the 997 car back, which is good to see, the G-Force Racing team. I know we have had a few disconnects and all this. I know I've mentioned the disconnects already, but they are awful. And especially on an event like this. Meanwhile, at the front, the gap down to 10.7 seconds. Time Law really putting the pressure on. 8:02.8 last time round from Time Law compared to an 8:04.8 from Kingy. 2 seconds a lap, but he is a second up purple. In just the first sector there is Kingy, so now he is turning it on. I think he might have just been burning a bit of fuel off to get the balance of the car how he likes it. Remember, these cars are tuned, so it could be the way he's got it tuned that it doesn't quite work as well with a full tank. Because we can see that gap starting to go back up again now, 11 seconds. But Time Law doing a really good job here. But Herman's still in P3, that gap at 11.1 seconds now, so he has lost another couple of seconds to Nilsman. But the gap not coming down as quick as it was. The 33 MRL BMW there, looking fabulous in its classic Golf livery. I know we've seen 1,000,001 Golf liveries, but there's a reason for that. It's simple and nice. A bit like me. We can see Nilsman chipping away at that gap to the last of the podium places. I'm sure all the TDR design guys are shouting out for him. He's on purples as well at the moment. But Jefferson in P5, but he's nearly 2 minutes back still. He has took 4 seconds out of him. But you are going to be asking a hell of a lot to make up gaps like that. Roadrunner Junior only 12 seconds back, and let's see what he can do without that damage. Then we seem to have the rest of the pack, which is all together. I do think Distic Marco will be in front of the Stig. Well, he's in a completely different part of the track, so... There we have the 22 car for the full send, guys. It's really nice to hear, guys, people giving praise for the way people are dealing, being lapped. And just being aware and courteous. Yep, I agree. Top marks to all these guys. And there we do see our leader in the 17 car there. Has become the second of the TDR cars. Currently 15.5 seconds apparently behind End Station Gaming. I will take these gaps with a little bit of a pinch of salt until we are all settled. But them comic book pop art liveries, I do like them, I've got to be honest. I do like my racing style liveries, but yeah, they do look good. And being a bit of a nerd, it does help. Meanwhile, the gap at the front, 10 seconds flat now. As we can see, King is coming up behind the 67 car of the Stig, who is currently running 7th. Absolutely, the RA guys starting to get a little bit nervous. Time Law applying the pressure. Time Law making it exciting for us all. I'm going to give you a big shout out to you guys for making this an actual battle at the end. And not because of rain and not because of a safety car, just because it... well, bloody brilliant, that's what. And to have several battles possibly going on and building. Let's have a look at the gap between 3 and 4 as well. It's down to 9 seconds now. Nilsman is coming. So we are going to see the 33 car and the 16 BMW. Hopefully battling it out before long. But knowing our luck, it will happen in the pits. I'll check out 5 and 6 as well, because they were only 15 seconds apart. Still our fastest lap of the race so far again by Jefferson with an 8:01.2. So he's definitely had his Weetabix this morning, Jefferson. I'll agree with Monkey as well. I do like the Porsche. It can be an ass if you... I don't know, there's just... You either like it or you don't you? It's a full Marmite car. Because you have to trust the car and trust that traction out of the corners. Jefferson again, 6/10 under his own best at the moment. Gap between P1 and 2 down to 9.6 seconds. Kingy did do his fastest lap last time round with an 8:03.2. But what did Time Law do? He did an 8:01.7. That's another 2 seconds nearly. Well, it is a full second and a half. And this stint flying down though already. We're already on lap 6 of 17. But we will go all the way to the end in this one. So a lot of these guys won't get to see the final lap. And I'm not sure as well, is it the same when you do it with the laps that you can only set it for 3 minutes or something, whatever it is after the first person crosses? But at least we will get to see the leader cross, because it's really annoying when you do it timed and somebody halfway down the field crosses the line and the leaders just have to stop halfway around the lap. Yeah, rubbish. Yep, couldn't agree more, Clarky. It has been a fabulous event. Everyone that's had a hand in it. And massive hats off to the stewards. They've had a lot to deal with today. Obviously, there has been tests and trials going on throughout this, and it is the only way to test it. You can't have a test simulation 24-hour race with the amount of people and organisation you need. And there we are with the Porsche again, superbly getting out of the way, the 88 car of Project Revolution. Being splendidly driven there. Is it Bassaby that's in this stint, was it? Yes, it was Bassaby. Right, so the gaps have started to sort themselves out now. Apparently Bassaby is only 5 seconds behind Ariana in P12 in the other 997 Porsche. G-Force Racing Porsche there. I do like that colour combination as well, the white and the green, looking very smart. And we can see the proper details in that now. We've got a bit of sunlight, because we all got a bit used to the dark, didn't we? Let's face it. And there we see Pastina. Good to see him back on track for the DC team. We've had a very eventful 24 hours. First, it didn't go so great for Toro, but then Toro, when I was last streamed last time, he did an absolutely spectacular job, so what can we say? He's currently 30 seconds in front of P12 Ariana, but 3.2 minutes behind our illustrious leader, Mr. T. And the second of the TDR design cars, as we've already mentioned it, with his lovely pop art. And the full send team 13 seconds up the road, so Mr. T will be trying to chip into that lead. But End Station Gaming driving the 22 Merc there, he will have something to say about it and be really pushing on. But he's got 1.5 minutes between himself and P8 Distinct Marco. An 8:04 flat last time round for Marco, so yeah, he's instantly back up to pace. The 51 car with Distinct Marco were leading the first stint for a good percentage of it, and since then dropped back down the order, but they have started making their way back through and back up to P8. Oh, yes, you're right, we've missed some at the front. What has gone on there with Bad Omen and Nilsman? Yeah, he did an 8:32 last round, so he's definitely been in the pits. Oh, we were looking forward to that battle as well. I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of airtime, but we can also say Jefferson has closed that gap down as well. It took another 5 seconds out of him. No, more than that, like 30. That pit stop, very costly. Gap at the front at 10 seconds. So it hasn't changed much. Jefferson with the fastest lap of the race again with an 8-minute flat, 0.6. And if we do have any more instances like that from P4 Bad Omen, then we could see Jefferson making up another place with his pace at the moment. Time Lord last time round still faster though with an 8:01.7. The gap now between Nilsman and Bad Omen, 35.7 seconds after that pit stop. Jefferson will see that as a bit of a win there because he has gained another nearly 40 seconds on P4. And he's now 17.4 seconds in front of P6 Roadrunner Jr. in the 666 McLaren. And the gap between 6 and 7 not displaying because they're not on the same lap would be my guess. But we did just see the leaders come past the stick. As I think he's just made his way past the lap Porsches. There we can see P2 in the background there, Time Law. Or is it Tim Law? It will be Tim Law. I don't know. Still under investigation for trumping the driver's swap. Should be running in P12. Oh. I did think it was strange. Yeah, I thought his teammate was in P9 when I looked at the other stream. Oh, and the stig's off anyway. But nicely stayed out of the way for Time Law. Mr. Tino 12 seconds back from end station gaming in the 22 full second car. We have got these gaps to keep our eyes on. Oh, I think there was one or two further back, wasn't there? Yeah, there we go. 12 and 13, only 9 seconds between them as well. As we see P2 coming up behind P12, Ariana, in the 997 car. So hopefully we will get a battle between the two Porsches as well, the 88 car and the 997. Gap still at exactly 10 seconds at the front. It has stopped coming down now. This could be a tyre wear thing. The Lexus seemingly very good on new tyres. But after 6 laps at pretty much full chat, you will be feeling a little bit of wear on these tyres. Over an 8-minute lap. That makes sense. Thanks for that info, Andy. Oh, Neil's been 38 seconds in front of P4, Bad Omen. So that battle has definitely gone for the time being, but it might round up after the stops. With Bad Omen going in so early, I don't think it'll make that much difference, because he will have to come in a lap or two later anyway. But it's certainly worth keeping our eyes on. I got down to a minute and 7 between the 33 car and the 68 car, sorry, of Jefferson. And he's got that gap up to 18.4 seconds now between himself and the 666 car with Roadrunner Jr. Obviously, we know that Stig is under investigation. Obviously, it's not his fault. He would have just gone out of the pits when he was told, but it does appear that his teammate went into the pits a lap early. Marco P8 with 2 minutes in front and a minute and a half behind, so he's going to be running a very lonely race unless himself or people around him make lots of mistakes. Then we do have the 22 car and the 17 car of Mr. T. That gap down to 9.6 seconds now. Mr. T really wants a piece of that 22 full send car, and he's coming in quick. So we have got kind of 3 battles to look out for at the minute. P12 and 13 as well, that gap at 10.5 seconds. P1 and 2, which is where you want the action, at 9.5 seconds now. So Time Law has took some more time out of Kings. He has best pull his finger out. This is going to get very tight. We have still got 11 laps after this. But we'll flip back to 9 and 10. Oh, well, I think Mr. T has made a mistake because he's lost a lot of time there. If we had replays, I could get that in and have a look, but we don't, unfortunately. I do apologise for that. It's my fault for not getting in the lobby earlier. But things just started a little earlier than they were supposed to. Yeah, he's scrubbing his tyres off a little bit there, so he's definitely had a moment and gone wide. That gap back up to nearly 15 seconds now. So the closest battle we have got is 1 and 2 and 12 and 13. Oh, timing there, switching to P12 by Rayana. Who was getting it in every direction. He likes to wiggle wiggle. Oh, another big moment there. But he kept his foot in and managed to straighten that Porsche out. The G-Force Racing Cars tyres having a little bit of a workout there, a little bit of a scrub on that surface. Not sure how abrasive the surface is of the Nürburgring. I wouldn't have thought that abrasive due to the excessive use. He does indeed like to wiggle wiggle. I am not sure what. I don't know what happened with the blue flags in a prior session. But we hope so. There has been a lot of respect shown so far in this stint from lap drivers, getting out of the way and staying out of the way. Which we do like to see. It is as an important part of racing as going forward. You do need to check your mirrors. We will check back here shortly, but the gap at the front now 9.7 seconds, so it has stabilised again. And the lap times very similar now, with an 8:02 from both of them last time round. the gap between Nilsman and Bad Omen. That's up to 42.8 seconds now. Bad Omen's starting to go a little bit backwards, and himself and Jefferson is under a minute. That was nearly 2 minutes at the start of this stint, and with 11 laps still to go, you don't know. Anything can happen. Jefferson could cut another stop out maybe, who knows? But running very quick and very consistent there in the 68 car is Jefferson. You go, buddy. P6 Roadrunner as well, pretty consistent because that gap's still at 18.3 seconds. So everybody's seemingly dropping into the 802s now that the tyres are starting to wear a little. Oh, a little bit slidey there from Junior. And then in an artificial P7 at the moment, we do have the 67 car of the Stig. But as we know, that car under investigation. And all on his own distinct Marco. The end station going now 48.7 seconds in front of Mr. T. Mr. T going into the pits. Must have picked up a little bit of damage. And that will be your answer to will Honor get out the way for the... Well, he's just had a little bit of a heads up off Nick, I think. He will be acting as a bit of a tow, though, for the P2 car, so he definitely won't be holding him up there. And hopefully he will have seen the messages. As he's seemingly getting out of the way and letting the 56 Lexus past. Excellent job there, Ariana. In the G-Force car, and when you're tired as well, sometimes you don't see these messages, and they do flash up on GT7 so quick. And it's not like you're staring at the bit where the messages come up, is it? It's like you're staring at the middle of the screen, they pop up down there, you have a look and they're gone. And that's when you're not racing sometimes, when you're just streaming they're hard enough to read. Ah, so the Lexus is struggling for top end then. Yeah, and completely agree with Nick there. They do want a fair race, and it was them asking the other driver to move. It wasn't the other way around. It's so. And with it being this tense with a 9.2 second lead, Kingy doing a good job though of keeping it at 9.2. Because Time Law certainly putting the pressure on for the Clockwork Motorsport boys. Nilsman on his own now, P3, 45 seconds, still in front of Bad Omen in P4. Who's only 54 seconds in front of Jefferson now. Jefferson taking another 6 seconds out of him. You go, Jefferson, in the 68 BMW there. That's alright, everything was all done in jest. Fabulous. We don't mind that, but sometimes it is hard to tell from text. Especially when I don't know some of you. I'm getting to know most of you, but... see Mr. T behind the 666 McLaren there. That is not a battle that on track. Oh, but Rover Junior getting it all a little bit slidey there. Don't forget he has already stopped as well, so he should be on the best tyres on the track, really. And still that McLaren moving around in the warmth. But super consistent, these guys at the front. That gap's still 9 seconds. It's metronomic almost. Obviously with the setup of that Lexus, it is struggling for top end down the straight, but it's certainly working around the rest of the track pretty well. Looks like Clarky's getting a bit of stick now as well. Yeah, hello, say hello Richie. Yeah, I think it should actually go back to stint 1. And we'll just start again because of that incident on the first lap. Yeah, why not? Why not? So can Time Law get that gap down to under 9 seconds for the first time? It doesn't look like it because it's creeping back up. We'll check the gap between 3 and 4. 45 seconds to P3 and 51 now back to Jefferson. Gap between 4 and 5, not coming down quite as quick as it was. But then we had the other battles, didn't we? It was 9 and 10, but that's now 50 odd seconds after Mr. T's stop. And it looks like he's lost some more time as well. I think he may have gone for the long haul, maybe a long stop. Either that or a really bad outlap. We'll find out, but we'll keep our eyes on Mr. T, but I think he has been up pretty much all night. I don't know if he's had any sleep, I have no idea. But then to drive the last stint as well, that's pretty brave stuff. 13.9 seconds now, the gap between 12 and 13 of the two Porsches. I don't think we're going to get that battle of the Porsches that we did so on. And there we see, for the first time, it's under 9 seconds, the gap between P1 and P2. And he is still on a personal best. And this will be his 7th lap of the race, because obviously the first one being the outlap to get himself into the pits. So we will be thinking about tyres soon, I would think. Or is he going to go and try and stretch it for another lap and do a one stop? We shall soon find out. staying out. So it does look like Kingy going for the one stop. It's going to be, that has been a long day for Mr. T, and he has had a lot of stress and pressures and all sorts thrown at him. So we do take our hats off to him. Well, I certainly do. I know it's not easy. It's not easy running an endurance event, let alone trying to introduce things like safety cars and having live stewards and organising all the streaming and, well, the whole works, the whole shebang. So hats off to him and for being up 23 hours in a 24-hour race and racing the last stint. Fair play. So let's have a look at you, Mr. T, shall we? And no, the moment we really didn't want has just happened. We have just lost. The 33 car has been disconnected. He was the only person lagging on track, to be fair. So if anyone was going to go, it was going to be the 33 car, but that doesn't make it any better. And that's put Jefferson up to P4. But that gap was coming down. It would have been nice to see. Oh, awful. After 23 hours of racing, that is really not what you want to see. That is absolutely devastating. And guys at MRL, you've done a fantastic job today, and I'm really sorry the 33 car has disconnected. I know it's not the first disconnect of the day, but we don't see as many now, but we've seen a few today. Very disappointing, and yeah, sorry for your loss. Right, give me a second, guys. I will be straight back. I will leave you in P1 and P2 so we can see that gap. That gap coming down at 7.5 seconds now. Kings will be feeling that pressure, because he will be pushing him when that gap keeps coming down. But let's have a look, shall we, when we get to this straight. Let's have a look how big that gap does grow. We'll see how slow that Lexus is down the straight, shall we? Right, 7.6 at the start of the straight. We can flick back and have a look at some of the other stuff while we wait, because it is quite a long straight. Jefferson 1.2 minutes behind Nilsman. 1 minute and 28 seconds, a minute and a half, so not 1.2. Shut up, PonyBoy. Road running out at 34 seconds back. But there, it's not going to be a true test here, because he has got a draft behind the 997 car, is it? No, it's not, because he's already passed that. Who is it? It's the number 10 car of the DC team. That's giving him a little bit of a tow. So the gap's actually come down, and we do see Kingy in the pits. The 24 car of the Race Asylum team. And Tim has followed him in. That is a good shout. Cheers, Chronic. Yes, 58 minutes to go. We have smashed this. We are well in the final hour. 23 down. Less than 1 to go. They have both gone for the one stop. Full tank of fuel on. Or near enough. 82% there for Tim. Hopefully that will be enough. We have seen somebody run out of fuel in stint 1. Don't want to name any names, but it was Jefferson, who was at the time in P1 as well and ended up dropping back to P9. So still a great job from the 68 car to get back up to P4. But obviously it did take a DC from the 33 team as well to hand this place to Jefferson. Not saying he wouldn't have done it anyway, because he's absolutely flying. Show you the capital car, the 51 AMG there. He's having a very lonely stint 12. Then station gaming now with 44 seconds between himself and Mr. T, but it was 50 seconds, so Mr. T making a little bit of ground back. An 808 last time round, so he's not hanging about. And I'm sure I know what he'll be doing after this race. And it won't be very much. But checking his eyelids for holes, I'm certain. The number 10 car in P10. It's not the first time I've said that today as well. Well, actually it is today, but yesterday definitely not. He's got 10 seconds over on her now. In the G-Force 997 Porsche. Who in turn has got 16.5 seconds over Bassaby. Bassaby not dropping off quickly, but not being able to make any inroads into P11. But the gap at the front down to 5.5 seconds. We have got a battle for the lead, folks. As we do see them approaching the 88 Porsche of Project Revolution. And we've seen how courteous Bassaby has been. I'm sure he'll do the same again. Oh. No, and it's caused an issue. And oh no, Kingy has gone. Oh. and nearly caused an issue with Team Law as well. Oh no! It was a nail biter. It's just... oh, that's ruined things a little bit there. And that was somebody being overcautious under the blue flags. And he's off again. Fortunately, penalties aren't on, so he won't get a penalty for that, but the dirt on his tyres is really giving him some problems. He's got to hope for a problem from Nilsman now. This gap is going to be around 10 seconds by the time he gets going again. Oh, 7.7. As we had already praised the 88 Porsche for getting out of the way earlier. Oh. Well, that has put a little dampener on things, because we were looking forward to that. But we do see Jefferson in P4 in the pits, whereas Nilsman has stayed out. Oh no, he hasn't. He's already been in and come out. Everybody at the front pitching at roughly the same lap. Roadrunner may stay out because he has already stopped, but he will have to go in again, otherwise it'll be an extremely long stint for that set of tyres. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's ruined a great race, but we were looking forward to that battle for P1, but we might still get it. Well, Team Law, Time Law, however you do say it, has been looking pretty consistent, but so has Kings, and things happen. And there will be more back markers, I'm sure. And you never know, we could still get rain, even though it is glorious sunshine and blue skies at the moment. It's looking highly unlikely. But I would say you never know. What is the gap between P3 and P4 now, as we do see Roadrunner Jr. in the pits? It is 1 minute 20. That will be too much to ask even for Jefferson. Nilsman could have a moment again, you do never know. It's not over till the fat lady sings. And King's really pushing on now. He didn't want to drive like this. You can see it's a lot more aggressive than he was in the first stint. Has he got damage? Good question. I don't think so, because the contact was very light. It was just, it isn't going to have done his tyres any good, and obviously he will also be driving angry now. But yeah, no damage. And the gap is coming down. It is back under 8 seconds now. He has took back half a second. Let's just hope he doesn't destroy his tyres in the process and keeps it on the black stuff. We know how easy it is just to make a tiny mistake round here, and it'd be very costly, this corner being one of them. I do hate that corner. But again, we will get the opportunity to see how slow that Lexus is down the straights. Has he got a toe off anybody at all this time? No, it is 8.26. But King Gears has got a little bit of a toe, and it is off the 88 car again. I don't think there will be an issue this time. He has got his indicator on to let him know which side he is staying. Much better this time, and a little thank you there from Kings. And I think also a no hard feelings. So that great sportsmanship by Kings there. Oh, we've lost Bassaby, he's just gone. Oh, I really hope that is a disconnect. But that is strange, why would he just go? We do have Ariana only 11 seconds behind Pastina now. What's happened to Pastina in P10? Has he stopped by the look of it? He's got to have, hasn't he? And Honor hasn't yet. No, he hasn't. He did do an 8.23 on lap 5, but there isn't a connecting lap which says a pit stop, and his tyres are gone, so this is a real gap, guys, so we could have another battle for P10 and 11 as well. Let's have a look at the gap between Mr. T. 46 seconds, but I think End Station will have to come in the pits very soon. There'll be a little bit of a moment there for Mr. T. That will have woke him up. But everything else are pretty spread out now. As you see, the gap between Roadrunner and Jefferson up to 1 minute and 14 seconds. And Nilsman actually pulled away a little bit there from Jefferson. The gap up to 1 minute and 19 seconds. And he has got over 3 minutes between himself and P2. That gap up to 8.3 seconds at the front now. And we'll concentrate on the battle at the front because it's where you want the battle to be. And we can see another chunk of time taken out there by King. Absolutely right. I really hope he didn't quit. I don't think he would have, not 23 hours in. I will get a replay up, but unfortunately I can't, because that does give you an indication of whether it was a disconnect or whether it was a rage quit. The gap down to 6.8 seconds now. King's quick through this sector. And I'm sure his ears are burning because we've done nothing but talk about him, really. But in a nice way. As we do see the 56 Lexus up behind the 67 car of the second GTS V team, driven by the Stig. We know that car under investigation for driver swap infringements. But I do know the standard of his driving, so I'm pretty sure he will get out the way nicely. There we go, good job by the Stig. Oh no, he hasn't. He's keeping it wide though. There we go, expertly done. That's how it should be done. Fantastic job there, Stig. The gap's still under 7 seconds. This is far from over. I have still got all the race info up, but I will get rid of it now. I will bring it up later though, because I will be interested in that tyre wear. Because we do know King is really pushing on. 6.4 now the gap. I think it's always that little bit easier when you follow him, because you have got that carrot to chase. When you're pushing on at the front and you're watching the gap not really grow, you sometimes over push and end up going slower. I don't know why it works that way, but it does seem to. I think next race we should probably have boost on strong. That'll keep it interesting and grouped up, especially with the added slipstream speed down the straight. Always causes a good few accidents. And then we could have even more safety cars. Are we going to see the gap come down to under 6 seconds? As we are over halfway round lap 11. Leaving us with 6 laps to go after this. And we've still got 45 people watching on stream after 24 hours. Congratulate yourself, guys, for sticking with us. And obviously don't forget to give the channel a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, why not already? And yeah, give the stream a thumbs up as well. In fact, I haven't done that, so I will do that now. Yeah, we're up to 9. It's 45 of you watching. Why have we only got 9 thumbs up? We need 45. Little Nicky, he's actually watching it in the little car park. I take it he's sitting in the car waiting for somebody to do the shopping. Absolutely perfect, but we are down to 5.6 seconds now. This is not over, guys, so you don't need to feel sorry for RA. It's just made them have to work a little bit harder. Chronic's getting the celebratory beers out, ready for the finish. Watching in bed, you lucky guy thieves. Oh, with the vest. I wish I was in bed. I was not in bed for long enough at all today. Well, hardly at all. I spent most of it asleep on the sofa when I did sleep. So the vest refuses to go shopping. I'm the one that does the shopping. I do it to get out of the house. But anyway, enough about the shopping. It's 5.9 seconds between P1 and P2. Clockwork Motorsport and Race Asylum really going for it for this final 6 laps. Let's make it exciting, guys. You've done an absolutely fab job so far. We'll quickly check if there are any other possible battles on track. 9.6 seconds now between Ariana and the G-Force Motorsports team and the DC team, driven by Pastina, the number 10 and GTR. Has Mr. T made any inroads into end station gaming? Yet 48 seconds now, so not really. And not the quickest of laps for 7 and 8 by Mr. T. But as we know, fatigue is very much a real thing, and he will definitely be feeling that. 1 minute 27 between 8 and 7. End station gaming in the 22 AMG. Into the 51 car of the CPTL racing team. Driven by distinct Marco. Very quick lap there on lap 7. Look at 8 minute flat, 0.7. Marco showing his pace again as we see P6 in the pits. And we know we'll have a penalty to serve. And I'm not sure how strong that penalty will be, as apparently his teammate did come in a lap early. We do have 5.6 seconds now separating 1 and 2. What can he do? We can see him in the background there, so we can see him. That always helps. And it was an 8.06 last time round from Tim. Not the quickest of laps. But we know he can go a lot quicker. It's just whether this pressure is going to tell. But it does look like that Lexus is set up like a dream. It looks stable, it looks solid. I've hardly seen it move or twitch. And seems to be able to get on the power pretty hard, nice and early. But we could hear that GTR in the background then. Oh, little bit of a moment there. I hope that's not commentator's curse, but that's cost him a couple of tenths, look. He was 2 seconds quicker last time round than Time Lord. Well, that cost him, that's lost him nearly a second, that little moment there. As we do make our way round on lap 12. Just 5 laps to go after this one. So just reading the comments and reading Bahrain Bazzies, who actually got lost in the supermarket like a 5-year-old. We have got the comment that Arden Blue, one saving tyres and one murdering them. It does look that way. We will have a look in a bit. I want a little bit of time build up so we can actually see the difference in the tyre wear. But we should also be able to see in the gap. Will it be reflected? Because we can see that Mr. Ears has taken back everything he did lose in that little moment. So he is still absolutely on it. Are we going to see the gap drop to under 5 seconds for the first time since the incident? Yes, there we go, 4.9. And it's not even a personal best lap from King. Oh, we do see End Station Gaming in the pits. Where's that going to bring him out? Because he was only 48 seconds in front of Mr. T. But I think Mr. T's got to stop as well. Yeah, he definitely has. So I imagine he will be in as well. Oh, still a way to go. He's still coming down the straight there. He did only put 82% fuel in the Lexus. That is something I do remember. So that is a possibility that he did do a bit of a splash and dash and try and get out, save a couple of seconds in the pits. Is this going to put Mr. T up? No, it's not. But only 12.5 seconds now, but he is going to have to stop. Not yet, but he is going for the 2-stop looking at it. I think he did pick up damage on lap 4. Let's jump back to the lead though, 4.8 seconds now. Okay, we're getting lots of questions about tyres and fuel, so I'm going to take the risk and bring up the info. Let's do it, folks. As we can see, the Lexus half a tank just over. To be honest, that is going to be cutting it a little bit fine with fuel, but it's not much different for ears. And the tyres aren't massively different either. They are a little bit more worn. But I would say would have plenty of tyre left. And that little bit more fuel. So, yeah, I do think P1 is just being a bit more conservative on the tyre. We'll see what his race pace is this time round. And like we all know, some people are considerably better at following than leading. I'm not saying that is the case, because Tim Law seems to be pretty good at whatever he's doing, whether it be following or leading. So I'm just going to tighten my stand up. My mic's having a little bit of a wobble. And nobody likes a wobbly mic. Gap gone back up to over 5 seconds again now. King's lost a little bit of time through there. But can he make any of it back up on the straight? Because apparently the Lexus does struggle for straight line speed. Yeah, there we see it. Even without a draft, we can see the GTR is quicker, and it is going to make up a tenth or two. It seems to be more mid-range. It was quicker though. Top end doesn't seem so much in it. You can see the Lexus, the GTR topping out at about 160. Yeah, 165 for the Lexus. So the Lexus actually quicker down the straight. Only fractionally, only by 1 mile per hour according to my readouts. But we can see the tyre wear significantly better at the moment. Here's Nilsman. We haven't mentioned him for a while in the 16 BMW for the TDR design guys. And number 1 car it seems. I say he's got a lot of space between himself and P2. And over 1 minute and 18 seconds between himself and Jefferson. Jefferson on it, but way too much to do. It would take a couple of mistakes, I think. But a good showing here from Jefferson and the GTSV boys yet again. Then we have Roadrunner Jr. in the 666 McLaren for ready to race. Now I think everybody deserves a little bit of airtime, as we are, say, well over 23 hours into this race. The 67 AMG there, the second GTSV car driven by the Stig. CPTL car there, 51 AMG, also in lots of space. '22 full Sen car, 12 seconds in front of Mr. T now, but I'm pretty sure Mr. T will be stopping probably at the end of this lap. As he did an 8.16 last time round, so I think he is starting to struggle for grip. Or perhaps get a bit of a nap on the straight. We're past in now 24 seconds nearly in front of our Ariana. He did stop last time round by the look of it. I'm presuming Honor did as well. Yes. An 8.36 lap, so that's a bad in lap as well. 5.7 the lead at the front. This still isn't over, but that gap not coming down anywhere near as quick as it was. But with only 4 laps to go after this one, anything can still happen. We could see King Gears there in the background. And it takes a couple of tenths here and a couple of tenths there to make up that gap, but with the pace time laws on, it's very, very difficult. It is a lot to ask. And if anyone can do it, it is the RA boys. And what's happened there? The gap's just gone up to 15 seconds. So King's with a big moment. I really wish we had replays. Let's have a look, see if there is any damage. Yes, we do have front aero and suspension damage. He's got 3 seconds behind him. And will he go in and get that damage repaired? Or will he stay out in the hope that Tim Law does have an issue? I think you're right, Ray. I think he has pushed as hard as he can. And now pushing hard with that little bit of tyre wear. And especially with the damage now, he's just going to ask for more problems. You see that gap opening up at the front. It's not the way I wanted to end things, folks, but hats off to King Gears for pushing that hard and trying to make it back after that small issue with the back marker. I know I say small issue, it would have been if it was at any point during the race, but as it's in the last stint, it's been very, very costly. And certainly no need to be defeated. P2 is still absolutely superb result. Absolutely, alright, Baz, couldn't agree more, mate. I think that's pretty much what I just said as well, but you said it a lot better. And with the gap at 20 seconds now, I do agree, go and put some fresh boots on, get that damage done and just bring it home. Even finishing P2, remember they were at the back during the first stint. So still an absolutely cracking result. And still 42 people watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And let's give you all a little bit of facts and figures, because we are very appreciative of you all tuning in. And so far, wow, that is very impressive. Part 3, 508 views, guys. Thanks very, very much. I've noticed none of my streams are actually up there with the viewing figures. 433 was part 1, 505 views for part 2 and 508 for part 3. So thanks very much for that, guys. We really do appreciate your support. Because we couldn't do it without you, and it would be completely pointless doing it without you. Let's see what his decision is. Does he stay out? Does he go in? He goes in, gets fresh boots and gets that damage repaired. And with 2 minutes and 59 seconds between himself and Nilsman, he's got absolutely nothing to worry about there. Well, this will be like music to Tim Law's ears. He can pretty much just chill around now for the next 4 laps. That's including this one. As we are on the home straight now. Here is Nilsman in P3 in the 16 BMW. It's great to see these cars in the sunshine again after so many hours of darkness. You're absolutely right, R.A. Baz. Anything can happen. It usually does. There are still back markers on the track as well, so it only takes one instant, a wheel on the grass, anything like that. You could get engine damage at the start of a lap. I mean, what is the gap now? 48.4 seconds. Jefferson 1 minute and 13 seconds behind Nilsman. What are his lap times now? An 8:03 and an 8:05. So Jefferson got off the board a little bit and still using a lot of tyre. As you say that, and he's nearly a second up. Let's have an onboard lap, nice and loud. Cheers for that, the best, and I wasn't taking it personal at all. And let's face it, JeGr's followed me pretty much every time, and he is great to listen to. Such a lovely accent, and especially when he's pronouncing the corner names around here. Absolutely fabulous. So we do have a great team behind us on the comms. I'd like to thank every single one of them for making this possible. Safety car out. We have a safety car. Oh my word. Why have we got a safety car? Let's have a look. We have got the tyre wear and everything up at the moment. So who has got damage? It's not his. And it is Roadrunner. Stig with full engine damage. That'll be why. And Pastina. And like we say, anything can happen, and it usually does. This is back on, folks. And this could really actually work out really well in King Gear's favour now, as he has got that fresh set of tyres on. If he can get close enough, he's not going to have to stop. He won't have to go in for anything. Whereas I think, will Tim go in and get tyres? I don't know, because it's going to push him back down the order. Doing a good job there of keeping it around the 75 mark, though, I have to say. Latifi up to his old tricks again, says Roxzilla. Absolutely, mate. Well, I was not expecting this. I know we've had safety cars today, but with the grid the way it was spread out as it was, I wouldn't have expected an incident like that. But that's racing for you, and that's endurance racing for you. Some excellent comments on the chat, guys. You are keeping me smiling here. Oh, what was that? As we can see, Kingy at the back of this group now. He will have to make his way past two back markers, but I'm pretty sure from a restart they'll get straight out of the way. But they have got their own battle to contend with as well, so they'll just slip to one side and hopefully let ears past. Absolutely slugsy. It is going to be a sprint finish, and like I've already mentioned, it could work out really well for Kingy as he has just put them fresh tyres on. We are bunching down to 40 mile an hour here while we wait for the rest to group up and get their damage repaired. The first of them in, Roadrunner. Absolutely, Lil Nicky. He has got to be swinging back into King Ear's favour. And it's going to be a big decision from Tim. Does he come in and change his rubber? It is going to cost him. But how much will it cost him? I don't know. I don't think it will cost him another place, but it could do now. Because this is going to bring Jefferson right up with Nilsman as well. Now he's still 1 minute and 18 seconds behind. That's because Nilsman is still on it as well to catch up with the back of this group, but he is getting there. A stick cut just coming through the final sector. The engine damage. I think that is the first time I've seen engine damage over the 24 hours. You don't see engine damage in GT7 like you used to in sport. And he's on the back of this pack now, but he will have to get his engine repaired, so not the best of days for the Stig. I'm going to shoot you, this guy is a great driver. And not a bad guy with it as well, I'll give him that. How far away is Nilsman now from that leading group? He is catching up pretty quickly. He should be with them any second. And I would say Nilsman would jump in and put some fresh boots on as well, because he has still got that minute before Jefferson gets there. If Jefferson can get there in time before this does get underway again. Which I think he will, because I think we've still got people going round with damage. We will check that. We know the Stig has. Who else was it? Wasn't End Station, was it? It was Pastina was one of them. Yeah, he's in amongst the leading group now. And the other one was Roadrunner, wasn't it? So he's got his damage repaired. The other two with damage are in this leading pack. As we see Nilsman coming up to join the back. Jefferson's still a way off. But obviously that gap will come down mightily quick now. These guys are doing 40 mile an hour. So, afternoon, Rowan Morris. You've joined just in time for this about to kick off. We thought the race was pretty much done with P1 and P2. They've been so close up until a little moment. And then we get a safety car for full engine damage and 2 other cars with damage. That must have been part of the same incident. And it has bunched everything up again and changed everything round. To the 56 Lexus and the 24 GTR there are weaving the hell of that, trying to keep their tyres warm. Let's have a quick look at Tim's tyres while we've got the data run. They're not looking too bad considering how far they have gone already, but as we can see, Kingies are brand new. It literally just stopped and they were half a lap round. Stig with absolutely no need to keep his tyres warm, as we see Jefferson joining the back of this group now. That will be a worry for these leading pair, because Nilsman and Jefferson absolutely flying at the minute. But them brand new tyres of King's, I think, make him the strongest contender. We should see the cars start to spread out a little bit. Normally a 2-car gap between them. Absolutely, Ken. It is going to make the last few laps very, very exciting. And we do have to remember that we have still got 3 laps to go. Lap 15, 16 and 17 once we get through this straight. Everyone will pit, so I'm pretty sure it will be at the start of zone 2 that we will get to go again. Oh, the DC-10 car there, a little bit wide. That's not the way you want to keep your tyres warm. But this could be a very exciting ending to a 24-hour race. I'm sure Tim Law is cursing this safety car. I'm sure everyone else is praising it. Well, let's face it, it has made it exciting. We will fine-tune the safety car rules a fair bit, I think. But we seem to know where we want to go with it now. And does it add something to it? Yeah, it definitely does. It's just sometime with a track this length, getting everyone to bunch back up and getting people into the pits can take a rather long time. Yeah, and just to clear making spot on there, we do run to lap 17 now. I don't know if any of you are wondering why we do a lap count rather than a timed race around the Nürburgring. If you do a timed race, the first person to cross the line after that time runs out could be in last place, and you're only allowed to put 3 minutes extension on after that, so the leaders wouldn't get to finish the lap, which would look absolutely hideous on the stream. And it's hideous for a driver when you don't know when you're going to finish. Otherwise, on the shorter tracks at times, that race can be better. But not in these endurance with handovers. You do need a lap, so you know everybody knows exactly when to come in. Right, so I am taking all this in, folks. Next time we do one of these, we will have a sweepstake for what laps we think safety cars will come out. I'm sure the driving standards will stay high, little Nicky. Adrenaline will be something to contend with because a lot of people will be running on just that now. But this now being a four-way battle for the lead. Do not rule out Nilsman or Jefferson. And Roadrunner even. He is up there. Well, actually, he's not. He isn't even with the pack yet, and having to make his way past all them back markers is going to be a little bit of a hindrance, I think. But we do have Mr. T coming up to join the back of this group now. Or at least I think he is he? He's still a little way off. Oh, here they come. And here come the final two. We're probably going to have the warmest tyres of the bunch. So maybe that will be in favour of Roadrunner Junior a little. Is anybody going to duck into the pits for fresh tyres? I think it would be suicidal at this point in the race. I don't think you will make them places back. I don't know if any of you remember the endurance race. I'm trying to remember which track it was as well, when we did have rain in the last couple of laps, which did something very similar and completely changed the race around. Yep, as predicted, it will restart in zone 2. So I am going to attempt a corner name. Or maybe not, we will see. For that green flag as we approach Nürburgring. I do believe zone 2 starts somewhere after Bergwerk. Is how we wanted to finish this, though, with a battle. And let's face it, there's going to be loads of battles now. It's going to be chaos, but in a good way. Thanks for the figures update, mate. That's nice to see. Everyone is tuning in to watch the last little bit of this. The last 2.5 laps of 24 hours of the Nürburgring. As we get ready for the green, we are go. As we see the 997 Porsche getting well out of the way. King is instantly on the back of Tim Law. More and more people joining to watch this final battle. Fabulous, 76 of us. Thank you for all joining. Don't forget to give a like and a subscribe. Get your hazards off, guys. So we have that battle for 1, 2, 3, 4. As quick as that. We have Distinct Marco in the mix there. Hopefully he will get out of the way. He might not know he is actually being lapped. And he will do, because he does have the blue flag showing. Jefferson and Nilsman there. Really close. As we see the 22, who was that side by side there? That was the 22 and the 10 car. Got the 17 car of Mr. T on the back of the stick. And this at the moment is a battle for position. I don't think it'd be an official battle for position due to that penalty, but they are getting out of way of Roadrunner's way as well, because they are both being lapped. So blue flags do still apply, even though you're in your own battle. You have to be aware of the blue flags going on around you. Back at the front we have 4 tenths between RA Kings and Tim Law, and Distinct Marco staying right with these. He's being lapped, but he isn't getting in anybody's way, so why the hell not? I don't think he'll try and unlap himself, will he? Thank you for that, the vest, the confirmation of the zones and the restart areas. But all the drivers have been thoroughly briefed. As we see Jefferson and Nilsman. Jefferson did have a look there. These guys dropping back from the lead pair. And they are in the battle for the win as well here. But Nilsman having to play a little bit defensive to keep Jefferson behind. But we are going to keep having to flick back to 1 and 2 as well. Ah, this is too intense for the last couple of laps. A little bit of a moment there for Nilsman, very wide, and I just heard a little bit of tyre screech. Was that at the front? It doesn't look like we had any incidents, but let's check back as well to see, did Roadrunner Jr. manage to get past the traffic? He's managed to get past Mr. T now, but he is stuck behind the Stig and the 22 car. Oh, the full send, boys. Nilsman got himself half a second breathing room now over Jefferson, but let's have a look between P1 and P2. That again, half a second. I would have agreed with you that Marco was interfering, but he does seem to have dropped back off a bit, as long as he does get out of the way of 3 and 4 as well. I think he will get away with that. As we see Jefferson again having a look. We'll check P1 and 2 as well. That gap up to 8 tenths now. Tim Law doing a fantastic job of keeping King Gears behind him. But here comes Jefferson. Can Jefferson make a move for the podium? Let's get that. Gets the move done quite early. Is this going to allow Nilsman to make a move back? He has pulled out. Jefferson goes slightly defensive, and he's got the inside line round here, so he should have it done. Great racing by these guys and great respect shown. 1 and 2, what is going on there? Down to 7 tenths. Yeah, he does seem to have backed off and let these guys go. He is sitting there pretty at the moment, but they don't need to look in their mirrors for any reason as it stands, because Jefferson is 2.5 seconds behind. I wouldn't be surprised to see that gap come down possibly a little. But we do know King Ears has got them fresh tyres. Yeah, thanks for that relaxed sight. GT7 does do some things very well, and some of the camera angles are absolutely fabulous. And it does seem to throw different ones at you from lap to lap sometimes as well. But Tim Law really stretching this. And a little wiggle there from King Ears. This really hasn't worked out great for Nailsman and the TDR guys. They have lost that place thanks to the safety car. That's cost them over a minute. And if Jefferson can keep this up, they will finish just off the podium. TDR design. That's such a shame after having such a strong middle to the 24 hours. Gap at the front is back, just hovering around a second now. And they are both pulling away from P3. Jefferson, that gap up to 2.7. While there is actually not much happening as regards overtakes, we'll have a quick flick through everybody else. Roadrunner has got through now, but he is 13.1 seconds behind Nilsman, so there will be not much going on there. We know Distinct Marco is floating around at the front with these guys. And he's actually in a battle with End Station Gaming. He's only 7 seconds back, but he's got Mr. T right on his chuff. It says 1.6 seconds back. It does look more than that to me, but I'm sure it isn't. It's just... T flashing the back markers there to get out of the way. They are involved in their own little battle for P10 and 11. But again, you may be having your battle, but you still have to be aware of the blue flags, guys. P1 and 2, 1.2 seconds now. Tim Law did an absolutely amazing job, and if he does bring this home, they do deserve it. The Clockwork Motorsport team. Absolutely hard and blue. It has been a superb, confident, solid drive there from Tim. But King Gear's not given up. 1.4 seconds, and we do still have 1.5 laps to go. That's still nearly 15 minutes of racing, guys. That's still a long way. And we know how quickly an incident can happen. I'm pretty sure we won't get another safety car though. I don't think there is time for that. As everybody cheers. Nilsman now 3.6 seconds behind Jefferson. Jefferson's pace just a little too much for Nilsman, which is such a shame because he was having such a great race. Well, he still is. There's nothing wrong with P4. Apart from it's not on the podium, and you were so close to the podium. As we call it, the wooden spoon. Roadrunner now clear of all that traffic and actually starting to eat into that lead of Nilsman in P4. Taking a couple of hundredths out here and there. Mr. T, it does look like he has made a move past the stick. But he's still got that gaggle of back markers in front of him because he is after End Station Gaming. In the 22 Mercedes AMG. For the full Sem boys, JeGr will be giving a big shout out here to End Station Gaming. But yes, guys, you are still being lapped. .7 seconds the lead now. But Tim will be like purple sectors as well with them tyres. He was conserving them for a little bit at the beginning, it did seem. Well, that gap comes down a little bit there, 1.4 now. King could really do it, pressing on ahead, trying to get that gap down to under a second for the final straight. The Ghost, I'm not sure, they're just involved in their own little race, I think, and they're seeing blue flags. They're not sure if the people around them are on blue flags as well, I presume. But you've only got to look at the grid, haven't you? You've only got to look at your position, unless they're in VR, which in case you don't have that. But we are down to under a second. Kingy is coming. Them tyres are starting to work. He's got them up to temperature now. We have got the battle we wanted. Let's hope it goes on all the way to the finish line. I'm totally non-biased here, but I do want Kingy to push on. I do want to see this. I want to see a side-by-side across the finish line. That would be absolutely fantastic after 24 hours. Has that ever been done? Have we ever had a photo finish on a 24-hour race? We've got Ariana, who has got mechanical damage. And the Stig has, by the look of it, as well. What is going on there? But we can't have a safety car now, surely. Yes, Ariana with front damage. I'm not sure if the Stig has got full engine damage again. No, he's just backed off. Oh, I'm not sure. I think he must have just got involved with that instant and allowed him back past. Mr. T flashing the 666 McLaren there. Probably thinking it's being lapped. It definitely isn't, mate. He is in front of you by a lap. I'm pretty sure you can unlap yourself at this point, but we are going to jump back to the front. It's 1.4 seconds the lead now. King with a lot to do in this final lap. Jefferson still with the fastest lap this stint with an 8 minutes dead. We haven't seen anybody under the 8 minutes in the final one. I think the quickest lap of the day was a 7:57.6, I believe. We are back under a second then for a split second. And we have got Randy Moore joined us on the chat. Afternoon, buddy. I'll be pleased to see Jefferson up to P3. A couple of great stints from Randy Moore during the night last night. It's currently 2.6 seconds beyond the leaders. There isn't going to be time to catch that down, I very much doubt, unless there is a mistake in front of him. But absolutely fantastic pace yet again from Jefferson. In the 68 car, 1.6 seconds now the lead between P1 and 2. Wow, 7:56 dead was the fastest. Absolutely, Randy Moore, a fantastic way to finish 24 hours and a good result for Jefferson, up to P3 there for the GCSV boys. But it is the Clockwork Motorsport team currently in P1 in the 56 Lexus. A lot of people are pleased to see the Lexus on the grid. I'm sure a lot of the racers won't be if they see it on the grid next time. And he is still purple as well, really pushing on this final lap. But we can see King's tyres so much better, so we can only put him under a little bit of pressure. I think that is the only info we did need. And we'll get rid of that now. Absolutely you, mate. .2 seconds. And around 2/3 of the Nordschleife to go. Can Kings bring that gap down anymore? 1.1, we want to see that gap get to under a second. Half a second under the fastest time at the moment. That is going to take us into the 7:59s. But Kings has got to do this. He's got to put him under pressure. Because there is a little bit of pressure from behind in the shape of Jefferson as well. It is 2.7 seconds. But we also know, as it stands this stint, Jefferson is the quickest man on track. Couldn't agree more, Randy. It is nice to have these things thrown in the mix, but the gap at the front down to 7/10. King's really turning it on now. And that pressure is only going to build on Tim. He's had that little bit of breathing room. P9 and 10 apparently. I think we want 7 and 8 as well, don't we? Oh, Mr. T on the back of End Station Gaming. But we'll keep a look on the front because that is where the action's at. It's half a second now, 3/10. Oh, what a little bit of a moment there from Tim. He's had a wiggle. Can King benefit from that? Still half a second under the fastest lap. The best thing he can do, I think, is to stay there and try and make the move on the straight with the slipstream. And we can still see Mr. T is still behind End Station Gaming in 7 and 8. I can see that little battle there, but we are going to quickly jump back to the front. I'm sorry guys if we are missing out on any of the action further behind, but this is 24 hours in nearly, and it is a battle for the lead. There is literally next to nothing between these two down the straight. It was 1 mile an hour, so if you are in the draft, it is going to make a difference. And we couldn't be any more in the draft if we tried. Half a second, the gap just under. That will get eaten. It is the perfect distance for the slipstream. Here it goes. Is he going to be close enough? That Lexus may just have enough torque there. But maybe not, because here comes the GTR, the 24 car of RA. Can he make a move at the end of the straight? I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. Yes, he is. We are side by side. Oh, very late on the brakes there from Tim. But he gets it, stops and turns, it makes the apex. King, he getting it all wild and wiggly on the exit. What a finish. What a finish. Well done, Clockwork Motorsports and Tim Law. Unlucky, King. Oh, and Jefferson in P3. Nilsman just coming around to make P4. In the 16 BMW for TDR. The 666 ready to race. McLaren there, expertly driven by Roadrunner Jr. in P5, and Distinct Marco in P6 has already crossed because he was hanging up there with the fast guys. We know he. Oh, that is it. Well, that finished quick, didn't it? Well, we didn't get to see the last few cross the line, and there was 83 tuned in at the end there. So thanks everybody for tuning in. That was 24 hours. Can you believe that? That's gone already. 24 hours of the Nürburgring. And it was within half a second at the end. So there you have it, folks. It was Tim Law for Clockwork Motorsport in P1. R.A. King for Race Asylum in P2. Only 7/10 of a second behind after 24 hours. P3 Jefferson in the 68 GTS-V BMW, 2.5 seconds further back, and the fastest lap of the stint with that 8 minutes. Nilsman in P4 in the 16 BMW for TDR Design. Roadrunner in P5 in the 666 McLaren for Ready to Race. 6 Distinct Marco in the Mercedes AMG for the CPTR Racing Team. End Station Gaming for Full Send in the 22 AMG. Mr. T up to P8 there in the AMG for the second of the TDR Design cars. P9 the Stig, that will be under review obviously for that driver swap. Bastina in the DC team car, number 10 in the GTR. 11 RA Honor, and Bassaby and Bad Omen with their disconnects, 12 and 13. Last but not least. So this was me, PonyBoy. And this was ERF's 24 Hours 2023 at Nürburgring. And we hope to see you for the next one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the chat. Thanks everybody who's been involved with the media team, with the organisation, with the stewards. And yeah, you out there, thanks everybody for all your support, the thumbs up, the likes and the subscriptions. Keep coming back. We'll only make these events better. And yeah, get ready for the next one. We'll see you soon. This is ERF and PonyBoy signing out. Good afternoon all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.